Welcome to Afterlife Tales. My name is Mohit. We have seen movies around Annabelle doll and Robert the doll and have encountered how horrifying it can get when a possessed object of this caliber is around us. And today in this video we are going to find out which doll is the most dangerous and caused maximum disturbances when it was around real people in the open world. And before getting deep into it, be sure to subscribe to Afterlife Tales so that I can bring more such paranormal case studies to you. Now, let's begin. Before doing a direct face-off between both of these dolls, let's first walk through the details that we know until now about them. So let's start with the Annabelle. If you don't know about Annabelle doll is one of the most popular real cursed doll that is associated with a real paranormal case around it. And currently it resides in the Warren's museum. And this horror character has many movies made on it, like the Conjuring, Annabelle Creations, the Annabelle and Annabelle Comes Home. Whereas Robert the doll is also a cursed doll, just like Annabelle, and which also has a real paranormal case around it, and is currently kept inside East Marcello Museum in Florida. Getting inspired by its real-life paranormal case, many movies are made on this doll, like Robert, The Curse of the Robert the Doll, Robert 3 the Toy Maker, and The Revenge of the Robert. Well, this was quick walkthrough of both of these characters and the dolls, but if you want to watch the full video on Annabelle, then watch this video that I have already created on the channel, and I have made a full video on Robert the doll also that you can watch. Links to both the videos are in the description and on the top right corner of this video. Now let's start the face-off fight between both of these characters. To find out which doll is more powerful and dangerous, I have taken in account 4 factors, and those are: number 1 powers, number 2 intelligence level, number 3 weaknesses, and number 4 appearance. In this round, we will compare the powers of both the dolls, and the one with more powers will win this round. Beginning with the powers of Annabelle doll, the greatest power of Annabelle is that it can use other spirits to cause harm to its victims, a glimpse of which we have seen in the movies like Annabelle Comes Home, where it used ferrymen, the wedding women, and the werewolf to kill its enemies. Apart from this, Annabelle doll also knows telekinesis, with which it can displace any human being without even touching them. Now, talking about Robert the doll. Robert has special powers. Unlike Annabelle, it can move from one place to another. It can change its own facial expressions. Along with this, Robert can make scary voices to scare its victims. Just like Chucky, Robert doll can also use hammer or knife to kill or cause harm to its victims. Now comparing power of both of the dolls, the power of Annabelle overshadows the powers of Robert the doll, as Annabelle can cause enormous harm to the people around it. So the round for powers goes to Annabelle the doll. In this round, we will compare the intelligence of both of the dolls, meaning the doll that is more wise, more cunning, and finds very dangerous ways to scare its victims will win this round. If we talk about Annabelle doll, it is very clever doll, and we can see that it uses the guise of Mullen's daughter to come to the world of humans, making the doll a medium. It showed Mrs. Mullins the visual glimpses of her dead daughter, and very cleverly asked the permission to come to the humans' world using the doll. And in fact, in the movie Annabelle Comes Home, it scared all of its victims using different personalities and different ways. But if we talk about Robert the doll, it is not as clever as Annabelle. Just like Chucky, it attacks on its victim with a surprising element or from behind. Though it uses knife, scissors or hammer, it couldn't cause Annabelle kind of havoc. Instead, its victim have caused a lot of harm to the Robert the doll in self-defense. Though Robert can walk and talk and can change expressions, it can use a weapon to attack its victims, but it severely lacks the intelligence of Annabelle the doll and the nasty tricks that Annabelle uses to cause harm to its victims. And clearly in this round 2, Annabelle wins. In this round, we will compare the weaknesses of both of the characters, and the one which has less weaknesses will win this round. Starting with Annabelle, the only weakness Annabelle has is the holy objects and holy prayers. It is scared of holy cross and holy glass box that Warrens has contained it in their museum, as we saw in the movies. As shown in the movies, the victims of Robert doll can kill it using a knife or beheading it. But Robert keeps coming back even after dying. But we can see it is easier for one to kill Robert for the time. Whereas Annabelle need powerful holy entity to contain her using the holy cross, because as we saw in the movie Annabelle creation, Mr. Mullin and the orphanage sister held cross against her, but it didn't help containing Annabelle doll. It required a lot of powerful prayers and powerful holy person to weaken it. And therefore Annabelle doll wins this round as well. The appearance of both the dolls depends on the situation that they are in. For example, in the Annabelle movie, we saw Annabelle doll with a lot of blood on it and it looked ridiculously paranormal. And same is for the Robert. At times, it sent shiver down the spine of its viewers. So I will give this point to both of them, and I would like to make you the judge for this round and tell me in the comments which doll you found that has more horrifying appearance and gave you the nightmares for a long time. Now looking at the scores, Annabelle is leading with 3 and Robert scored 0 points. If you find Annabelle more dangerous looking, then the scores will be 4-0. Or if you think Robert is more horrifying in its appearance, then it will be 3-1. In both the cases, Annabelle would win against Robert the doll. Now, apart from the fictional movies and events, Annabelle doll is now contained in a glass box in Warren's museum, and now it won't cause harm to anyone. But in real life, Robert the doll, which is kept in the Florida's museum, has received hundreds of letters of apology in which people are facing near death and haunted experience after making fun of Robert the doll while visiting the museum or clicking its pictures without its permission. The haunting varies from a scary nightmare to as brutal as losing a near one in some gruesome accident and seeing Robert the doll in visions claiming it has taken the life of their loved ones. And to stop it, people are begging and apologizing to Robert the doll, and one can see and read those letters while visiting the museum in which Robert the doll is kept. So in real life, Robert the doll is more dangerous and harm causing than Annabelle the doll. Let me know in the comments if you ever had any ghostly experience with any inanimate object around you, and I would love to make a video on your real life experience and share it with the world. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another afterlife tale.